Hello everyone, my name is Parth and today I'm going to show one of the analysis which I've done. So today is May 3rd and today itself Apple announced their $110 billion buyback program. Buyback programs are when the organizations which are publicly traded uses their cash to repurchase their own shares from the stock market. By doing this, they try to reduce the number of outstanding shares. And as the number of outstanding shares get reduced, it is assumed that it will increase the value of the remaining shares and it might provide better return to the shareholders. So that's a common perception about the buyback program. While I was scrolling through Instagram, I came across one of the posts from Yahoo Finance, and today I'm going to take this data as my reference point. So what I'm going to do is from this data, I there are six total buybacks program by Apple. Apple did started its buyback program on May 1st, 2018, and recently what they have announced is their sixth buyback program, which is around $110 billion. And this is the highest ever buyback program done by any organization in this world. So what I'll try to do is I'll try to find the number of days between two buyback program and how much yield or how much return the Apple stock has done within that particular period of time. For this one, I'm going to analyze everything on Python. So I'll start with importing the library called Buyfinance, and this is basically uh, an API which connect with Yahoo Finance to gather some data. Ticker, I'll provide the Apple, and I'll try to get the data from the first buyback program till now. I won't be needing this much data, but just in case. So as per this figure, Apple announced the first buyback on May 1st, 2018, and that was around 100 billion. Now, for the first buyback period, I'm going to analyze all these stock prices between first buyback program when it was announced, that is 2018-0501, till the second buyback program is announced. So, second buyback program was 2018 and 2019, April 30, 2019. So, basically, April 30, 2019. So I'm getting this periodic data, and this is how my periodic data looks like. So basically I'll be considering open and closing price, and I'll try to get the daily returns. So if I look at the daily returns and if I plot this using a matplotlib, I'm getting I'm getting highly volatile chart. And as per this analysis, the Apple stock has gone to like a -1. So basically, this might be up to 10% and bounce back. And Apple's share is pretty well known for like bouncing back. Uh, Here, I'm doing an assumption. I'm buying the stock on May 1st, that is when it's announced. So basically, on this date, I'm picking up this price that is $41.60. And my closing price will be the last price for that particular period. So from my periodic data, I'm getting my purchase price, and using the iLog function, iLog -1, I'm picking up the last value of the closing price, and this is what I'm getting is the latest price. Now using the simple return formula, I'm getting total return. Total return I'm calculating as latest price minus purchase price divided by purchase price and multiplying by 100. And when I'm calculating the total return, it's coming around $22, 22.9. So technically around 23%, and which I consider is a pretty good return. While for the number of days, let me count the number of days. So basically from the period of 2018-0501 till 2019-0430, the total number of days are around 364 days. So basically within a 1 year, if you have invested when Apple announced their first buyback program, then you would have met $22, 22% return. Similarly, for the second buyback, which was on April 30, 2019, it was around $75 billion. So here I'll try to change my methodology. I'll try to calculate the total number of days first, and then I'll try to calculate the return. So between second and third buyback period, I'm getting around 729 days. That's equivalent to 2 years, and which is pretty much can be concluded because looking at its date from 2019 till 2021, and I'm extracting all this data, second buyback period, and I'll try to analyze the return. So first I'll try to analyze what the daily return is. Looking at the daily return, there has been multiple, there has been at least one day where the Apple stock has trembled by 10%, but it has bounced back. One of the naive strategy of investing could be like whenever Apple falls by more than 4 or 5%, buy it and wait until it grows. Again, I'm not a stock expert. This is just a naive strategy. Now, if I assume that I buy the stock at this price for the second buyback period and I sell it at this price, so my purchase price would be $50.76. Latest price, I'll be getting around 134.40, and the total return would be around 164%, and that's enormous. Like within 2 years, you might be able to grow your money 1.5 times if you have invested as soon as Apple announced for their second buyback program. Now let's look at the third scenario. So Apple announced a third buyback program in April 28, 2021, and that was around 90 billion USD. So again, trying to get the number of days. So basically, this is around 365 days. So that's pretty much obvious here. I'm trying to pull the data from 2021 till 2022 and looking at the third buyback program, I'll be buying at $134 and will try to sell at $159, basically that buyback period. But before that, if I look at daily returns, there has been lots and lots of fluctuation over the period of time. These fluctuations are not that large. They are between the range of 0 to 3%, but there has been some fluctuations around this one. So assuming that I'm buying the share at $134.30, so $134.30, which is I'm getting from here, and the last price of the closing. And then looking at that one, I'm trying to calculate the total yield. And the total yield for the third buyback program was just 16.5%. So it has reduced drastically from like 164% to 16.5%, but still 16% return is still considered as above average return. Now doing the analysis of the fourth return. So basically that was announced in April 28 in 2022. If I calculate the total number of days for this one, it comes around 371 days. So technically it's just slightly more than 1 year. I'll try to pull the data, and for my fourth buyback period, I'm gonna buy at 159 and gonna sell at 167. It doesn't seem like it might give a very big return, but we'll try to see. For the fourth buyback return, I'm seeing a lot of volatility here. There has been a lot of fluctuation. At many point of time, Apple shares has been gone down by more than 6%, and significantly it has been showing a kind of an slight upward trend. I won't say like a very big upward trend, but slight upward trend. And again, I'm trying to find out the return here. So with my purchase price of $159.25, assuming that I bought when the Apple announced their fourth buyback and getting the latest price, the total return would come around slightly more than 5%. This 5% does not make much sense because in North America, many high interest saving accounts provide 5% 5% return. So technically, like it make more sense to invest in directly into HISA account rather than buying the Apple stock. Now, looking at my fifth and final scenario, the fifth buyback was in May 2023. And if I count the total number of days, they are equivalent to 1 year, pulling all the data for the fifth buyback. So for the fifth buyback, I'm gonna buy at $164 and I'm gonna sell at $169. So technically there won't be much return, but we'll try to see how much return we get after the fifth buyback period. So if I look at this one, there has been some fluctuations, but nothing significant. If I'm buying the share at 164.88 and considering the latest price, which is 169.30, the total return comes around 2.68. And this is very low return. Like technically you can make more money by putting money in a high interest saving account or something like GIC. So the fourth buyback was not giving much yield here. And to summarize my analysis, first five, so basically second buyback, it was announced after a year and it provided around 22% return. Third buyback, there were around 729 days between second buyback and third buyback, and the return was significantly high, that is 164.5. Between third and fourth buyback, there was 1 year time interval, and it yielded around 16%. For the fourth one, it decreases to 5%, and with the fifth one, it decreases further to 2.68%. So when I'm looking at this number, it does not seems like Apple buyback program are really creating any value for the shareholders. So that's just my opinion. I can be wrong, and I'll wait for the sixth buyback program and see what exactly the return is. I hope you like my analysis. Thank you so much.